Hey everyone, Maury Curtis Dunbar here with Painted Studio. I did a live yesterday doing painting with foils, and I thought I'd do another one today, but we go more neutral colors. Now this is, if I can find where I put it, it was right over here, hang on. You might not see, but right here I have piles of messes everywhere. So this is the one we did yesterday. It's got the alum and the holographic gold and the navy silver camo. So we had a lot, but this is really bright. So this is not going to be something, that's going to work for everybody. So I thought I'd show the idea of painting with foils in a more neutral look. So, and a fair warning, today has been a weird day. Everything I've done today has gone not even close to the way I planned it. So this may go really well, or I may pull a stencil off and rip everything off and just say, all right, well, this was a bad day. We'll see you tomorrow. I really don't know how it's going to turn out. So I'm going to do a little adjusting on the camera. And if you notice, we've got our camera vertically today because it's a little easier for you all to see a full board like this if I go a little on the long side instead. Let me see if I can drop this down just a little to get you a better. There we go. Sorry, it takes a minute to adjust all the angles and everything because I'm working on a gooseneck over here and it wants to bounce. All right, so you see I have a polystyrene board here. It is painted with Faux Effects Set Coat dark brown. And then we have rolled a coat of our Artsyville foil adhesive, which is, I don't know where. Obviously, hang on, it's over here. I warned you, it's been a weird day. So this is our Artsyville foil adhesive. Best foil adhesive I have ever used, releases everything. All right, so that's coating this board, and we're gonna start with stencils. Now, you might see, I noticed earlier I had a heap of stencils on the side over here. I was going through all of them, then I knocked more on the floor, so it's been a little bit of a challenge. Now, normally when you do the stencils, they're set, especially, sorry, I'm stuttering. If you do stencils that are multi-layers, they're going to be numbered or lettered or keyed in some way to tell you which layer goes first. And so usually you're putting on where it says number 1, you're putting it on first, and that's the background. Hey, Kate. And then you're doing number 2 and number 3, and you're building your colors. Well, when you're painting with foils, you actually have to do the stencils in reverse. So if you're going to put on a stencil, instead of putting on number 1, you put on the last one, which on this one just happens to be stencil number 2. So that works. I'm gonna, I think I want to put this down. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this on here. I don't want it dead centering. I've never been a fan of everything dead center on boards. Looks a little too focused to me. Make sure I've got that the way I want it. Yep, that's going to work just fine. All right, so you can see, and we're going to choose a couple different colors, but everything we're doing today is going to be in neutrals, no bright colors. Even when we do some of these flowers and stuff in here, it's going to be either rose golds or neutrals or stuff like that. So be patient with me while I figure this out. I have not ever done this with this stencil before, so each step is obviously a learning curve. Let's start, these are flowers and leaves and stuff down right in here. So let's start with a little bit of rose gold in those leaves and petals. Let's get that out. I feel like I'm talking fast today just because I have had a weird day. That's all I can say. I've had a weird day. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it a little smaller just because I don't want it to go over the edge of the stencil. And now I can lay it in here. Get this, I'm being careful so that it doesn't go into this, which is the part of the bird, and it doesn't go over onto the other parts of this that have foil adhesive released. I've got my piece of foil on there. Take a little scrub brush, a little soft bristle scrub brush. Oh, that's pretty. Except right there, because I had a blob of stuff on my board. There we go. Filled that one in. And let's, I think there's a little right there. Let's do up here. Let's get that in there. Now this could take a little bit of time. I'm trying to keep the colors and ideas as simple as possible so it doesn't get, so we're not on here forever, quite frankly. Nobody wants to watch me forever. Heck, I don't want to watch me forever. All right, there's a few little spots right in there. And I always like to feel around in the stencils to make sure I got all the spots that could be missed. And if I missed something yesterday, you saw me using the back end of a brush. I happened to pull this little tool out of my box. It's, I don't know, it's got little, it's like an awl that has little ends. I've seen them used a lot for the mandala paintings over stones and things like that, but it also fits into small spaces like that really nicely. Fills them in. Let's get up here, make sure we got all of that done in. I'm going to ask everybody who's watching, take a moment, sprinkle the love. If you don't know what I mean by sprinkle, it's a substitute for another S word that Facebook has algorithms that they don't want us to say it. So we can't, and they cut back the number of people who see it instead of actually spreading it if you say your S word. Ooh, somebody was going to call me and I forgot to turn the phone off. All right. I forgot to put this on Do Not Disturb and leave it at Wi-Fi only. So for the center and these little dots in here, we're going to use our holographic silver waterfall. And again, little piece. Now, if you all think I'm cleaning all this mess up right after I finish with you, you're wrong. I'm going to leave a big old pile in the middle of my studio, go home, bug my family, torture my dogs. And before anybody calls the Anti-Cruelty Society, who might actually think I actually torture animals, you know I don't. Those dogs are so spoiled. I think the closest thing to torture I do to any of my dogs is give them a bath, because that's not their favorite thing. So what I'm doing here is I'm filling in all of these little holes. And that's not going to work. See, if I took my foil and just kind of scrubbed at it, it doesn't get it into the holes on even as thin a stencil as this one, and this one is very thin. So you really have to make the effort to go into the openings and check where they are and make sure you're filling them all in. That's what I'm doing every time I flip the foil down. I'm checking to see what little holes I've missed. Because you could go seriously cuckoo doing this if you're not careful. All right, let's get this all done. Is that one done? Just about. Now with my back to you, obviously if people are asking questions, I can't answer them, but ask away anyhow, because if I miss the questions now, I always go back and answer them and write them down so that everybody can see the answers, and the answers help everyone. Now, if I weren't doing this in front of the camera, this is the kind of stuff I love, but I know it's not like everybody's idea of fun to watch me do these. But this is the kind of stuff I could sit and just do for hours. I find it like meditative, relaxing, therapeutic. Okay, we're getting there. I'm just sort of sliding the tool over the stencil area where I know most of the holes are, the openings are, and then sort of feeling it out with the tool. And I just missed one or two over here, and one over there. All right, there. Come on. Filling. Three right there. Now the other thing I need to do is I need to make sure my registration marks are done because this will help me place the next layer. So I'm just going to put this up here, and it will not show in the end because I have a plan for the background. All right, so that's done. We're going to pick something else a little down here. Maybe, I think we'll stick with the rose gold. It'll stay consistent. Maybe a fresh piece though. Alrighty. That's coming on just fine. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Get this little spot in here. There. And then we'll go down here and get those. And then we're going to start the bird. You just kind of piece this in. And I'm sorry if my back is covering a lot of what you might see. I can't tell with my back to the camera. I can't tell what I might actually be covering. This is going to be so pretty. Come on. Just want to run my finger over it and see what I've missed. Oh, that came out nicely. So I'm going to do that right there. Little spot right over here, and then we have this. All right, let's see. I have so many options here, I've probably confused myself. Let's see. I think what I'm going to do is do the outer coloring up here in, what color is this? Gunmetal. And then I'll color the feet a different color. Come on, tape needs to come off. I am sorry, folks, nothing, my hands are, I'm slow today. Really, this is just one of those days. Oh, gosh. I'm dropping things. All right, so now we're gonna do the bird up here. I'm just using a toothbrush. And because these openings are so small, the swirling motion that I'm using is perfectly acceptable. You won't see that. I am going to take my little tool again and go in up here and get all those little openings. Let's see. Lift it up. What did I miss? Oh, we're all right. We just got a little over here that needs some attention. Now, you don't have to get into this and go crazy detailed if you don't want to, but the end result is your image won't be as crisp. So going in and working out details makes all the difference. It would help if I took the thing out of my mouth so you can hear me. Okay. Let's get those little details right there. And then we just have that little bit there to do. So I've been watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which I hadn't really thought I was going to enjoy, and oh my God, it's awesome. I couldn't believe how cute and fun it was, and it is just the right amount of not wholesome. There's an edge to it, besides the fact that there's a little language you deal with, but mostly it's just funny. So they're enjoying that. I hope you all, those of you who are still at home, working from home, or home dealing with teaching kids on remote and stuff, I hope you're finding some ways to have some good laughs. We all could use it right now. I almost missed that one little flower right there. Let me see what I've got here. All right, there's the little details right there. A little bit right there. And there we go. All right, so that's ready to come down. And again, if you're doing this on a wall, make sure you cover up that number 2. Let me take a second. Will foil adhesive wash off the stencil? Yes, it will. If it dries on the stencil, use like Crud Cutter or something else. But remember, we haven't put foil adhesive on this stencil. We put foil adhesive on the surface. So the entire surface has adhesive on it. And so you won't have any of that on the stencil if you do it this way. All right, this is layer number 2. And I gotta match up my registration marks. There we go. And now you can see how we're gonna see the rest of this show up. And let's see, I think since I did a pewter there, maybe we'll go with the koi cheetah to do the rest of the bird, and then I'll think for a second. Gotta work on that to decide on what I really would like to see there. All right, here's the scissor. And if you hear things thumping in the background, it's probably rolls of foil hitting the floor because I have everything heaped up so high. It's all starting to kind of fall apart. All right, do a little tear. Because I do not want to get the silver where I don't want it. So that includes controlling the size. And I mean the size of the piece of foil. Oh, that's going to be cute. And as you notice, I am not scrubbing all the way to the very edge. I don't want a seam to show up. So I give myself sort of a blurred edge here so that when I put the foil up again, I'll get a seamless lay over here. You won't see a seam. This. slowly starting to see it. I'm ducking and looking because it looks from the camera, all you're going to see is silver. From in person, I'm seeing the two tones of the koi cheetah. That's nice. All right, so let me get a few other things here. We're going to do the branch, and we're going to use Cosmo Brown for it. Off of here. This is going to make a great looking branch. Now, truly, you don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. You don't have to have multiple colors. You can just go with one color on one layer and one color on the other, and it would still look sharp as can be. More graphic, less representational, more like a silhouette versus a multi-dimensional color painting. And they're all gorgeous that way. Okay. I'm not sure what I'm looking at there, so I'm just going to turn it brown and we'll hope for the best that I got it right. So I need to do the little parts of that flower, and then I need to do all of that. Let me think about what I need here. I think it would be awfully fun to do the flowers in the Jaguar. Why? Because I can. I stuck so many pieces of tape to the back of my hand because I haven't put them closed up a single roll yet. Okay. So I cut a little square here so I can work in a limited area, and I can always cut more. It's not like I don't have a whole roll sitting right next to me. And I know somebody's going to say, doing this the way you're doing it, how much foil will it take? I can't answer that because it all depends on the size of your room and how many layers you're doing. But understand, you need to know your square footage. And if you can't figure that out, I will be happy to help you, just not this very second. And you see I'm turning and twisting the foil around because really I'm treating this foil like a texture element, not like an actual animal print. I just want to see multiple colors and textures in the background. And then I have these little bits of that flower to deal with, so maybe I did it in rose gold before, so maybe we'll do a little bit of the Ramsey's Roses Gold. And every foil you see on here, I carry the stencil that I'm working with, I think is it's another Helen Morris, I believe it's Stencil Kingdom, and somebody corrected me yesterday when because I get it's a personal thing, I get Stencil Kingdom and Stencil Library mixed up, and it has everything to do with the fact that I have a really bad case of CRS. I can't remember shit. Sorry, if that language offended anybody, but it's the truth. So I have a hard time keeping my memory straight on which one, which of those two stencil companies Helen Morris's stencils are carried by. I want to say Stencil Library. So we're going to take that down. I mean, look how cute that is as it is. You can see we've got our gunmetal bird, we've got our flowers in different tones. It's very, very pretty. So we're done with that, but then we still have a background to deal with. We still have, I could, if I wanted to, I could go all out and stick another one there, but it will not really fit. It's kind of a lot bigger than this other bird. And then let's take, oh my goodness, I've got so much stuff here. So we're gonna have a little fun. We're also gonna create multi-layered background. Oh no, I've got so much going on already. How could I possibly add more texture to it? Because I can. Pretty simple, because I can. Now, I am not sure, looking at this, if I've got a 1 and a 2 on this. This is a stencil I haven't used in a long time. It's called Roundabout. It's a wall over design. So we're gonna first, let's do this. I'm gonna put it so it's at least on the edge. There we go. And what other patterns do I have here? It's not what I'm loving. I don't want that one either. I think I brought 40 rolls of foil over and this would be easier. Okay, so I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use the dappled gold. Take this off my hand. So we're going to lay that on here. Doesn't want to grab today, it's me. So either this is going to end up looking really great, or I'm going to have it so monochromatic that you all are not going to be able to see the pattern at all. I'm hoping it's the former, not the latter, and I dropped my brush. All right. Because obviously I didn't really carefully plan this. I said I knew I wanted to do it, but it's been such a crazy day. Oh, that's so pretty on there. Gosh, I love how this foil releases. It's so good. All right. Like that. See, that was what I was trying to avoid. I just got foil down below. Oh well. Poop happens. Let's get this up in here. Okay. So I've already got that now laid in. And we're looking pretty sharp here, but we have the other half of the stencil to apply. And let me make sure I've got it laid on here correctly so all the pieces and parts meet up the way they're supposed to. These are supposed to be interlocking circles, so you want to make sure that they're all lined up. All right. I have thrown so many foils around here. Let's see if I can find one that I haven't used. Okay, this is antique gold. I haven't used this one yet. This antique gold is a gorgeous color. It's antique gold is gold, but gold that's just not super insanely bright. Like that. Got it stuck on. Go in. Now you'll see that not everything's going to adhere in every place where you would think it would, because we already have foils released under here. So all I'm trying to do is catch this on the area that didn't already have foil released on it. And just go in here a little bit. More aggressively in a few spots. I was very gentle with my adhesive, my scrubbing, so I left a lot of room for fixing. All right. All of these filled in. You're lucky I'm not doing all the width. My mom and I both have the same habit of like under our breath kind of half whistling. And I didn't realize how much I did it until recently. And I keep catching myself and trying, oh, I missed a spot right there. Where did I put that piece? There it is. Nope, that's not the right one. There it is. I didn't realize how much I did it until I caught myself doing it, and it sounds exactly the way my mother used to do it. Kind of cracks me up. It is true. For women, the older you get, the more you sound like your mother. Like it or not. For some of you, I know that's a gift. Not for everybody, though, unfortunately. My mother was an interesting person. Very smart, though. Extremely smart. Very business savvy. Very proud of what she did with her life, and I miss that she wasn't a happier person. All right, so I've got the background on. And again, we have these wonderful circles, so it's already looking really sharp. If I needed to, I could take, you can see that we don't have the pattern complete down here, so that's where you take your other stencil back. You come in and you match your circles. Actually, you gotta do it about like that. So get all of the circles done so everything's completely filled in. You can see there's just a spot or two that the circles didn't go quite in. I must have lined something up weird. I don't know how I did what I did, but it's going to take me a second to do this. Because I did some strange lining up here. And now not everything wants to line up the way it should be. That's better. Now, no, that's not better. Got to do it this way. Let's play with this. You flip the stencil the wrong way and all of a sudden the measurements don't fit anything. Or you do what I do and say, I'm going to figure out a way to make it work little by little, which is what I'm doing right now because I cannot play with this all day. My patience will disappear. That's filled in there. And we're going to adjust the stencil one more time. There we go. That fits. Okay, that will have, I got one little spot right there. Normally I don't kill myself over little tiny spots like that, but I know myself that will make me nutso. All right, so that's done. And the pattern would obviously repeat in an entire wall area, not just small like this. And obviously I messed up there too. Good grief. Every time I think I'm like, oh, okay, we can go to the next step, I notice something I missed. Let's see if that works the way I think it's going to work. Yeah, that'll work. Put that on there. Get that little bits and pieces up in top. Just didn't quite get hit with foil. And I do make a point of checking those designs things because if I miss them, and I have on projects, all of a sudden you're done and then you're missing part of your design and it's really, really not good looking that way. All right, so we're gonna do that, and then I need to fill in the background still. I could go light, I could go dark. We're really dark, so I wanna kind of lighten it up a little bit. I don't think that's gonna do it enough. Oh, what the heck. No, I don't wanna do that. That'll make the center of the dots disappear. Hang on just a second. I'm gonna go grab one more silver. Sorry, everybody, I have so many choices out there that then I kind of get lost and I stand and stare and, you know, it could be bad. So what we're going to use as the background is the 3D Holographic Stars. We will plop it on there. Get it straight, because this actually, because of the grid in the background, you want to try to get it a little straight. And again, I'm not going to go right all the way up to that edge, otherwise it's going to give me a weird seam that then I have to deal with. And I really don't want to deal with it. I want it to look nice. Check this with my hand. Oh, that's leaving a nice release. Let me get in there a little bit. Oh yeah. And mind you, I'm not even really killing myself on this one to make sure I get everything perfect. So if I had planned this out and I was doing it for a job, I want to think about all the contrast I need to have, the colors, the styles, what my client expects, and then I do sample boards. I have done a bad job scrubbing there. It's a little hot, it's a little humid, and I'm fighting my own work right now. Oh, that's better. Here. So, I am kind of loving that. Now, right in here where the bird is, the contrast is not as high as I'd like it to be. Yeah, I could have done a little better there. Sorry, going back in front of the camera again. I could take another piece of foil, the same 3D holographic stars in the background, and I can go back over this and try to fill in if I've got empty spots. But I think I mentioned the other day, you can also fill in empty spots with mica powder. So let me grab some mica. Okay. This is just Sep Leaf Magna Pearl mica powder. And I gotta go zipped over this way, grab a brush. Because I hadn't really thought that I was gonna do this, but I am. And we're gonna call, this is called flash gilding. When you apply mica powder to adhesives. But we're not really gilding so much as we're just sort of dusting. I have to be careful, the mica powder wants to go everywhere. And I take a soft brush like this, and I'm just going to dust it. And what that does is it covers all those open adhesive spots. Now, please, when you're going to do this on a real job, wear a mask. I'm not wearing a particle mask right now, and it's not like I don't have dozens of them around here. Who doesn't have masks floating around, honestly, right now? So I'll do half of this lightly with the mica powder. I don't want to fly around too much of this stuff right now. I could have done this with silver powder. Pearl just happened to be the one that was right there and easy for me to grab. And you see how I'm filling in all of those broken spaces and it becomes more uniform. And then I know you're all gonna say, but now it looks dusty. Well, it won't. Take a soft cloth or a piece of cheesecloth after this and wipe the surface down. All the extra powder disappears and you get shimmer again. Now, I do not carry mica powder. This I buy from Sep Leaf. I think their website is gildedplanet.com. Of course, I will try to remember to add that to here, but given that my memory is non-existent today, you might have to remind me. And you can see we're getting a much more neutral, toned down, restrained finish compared to the one we did yesterday. Put that back. Lid on the jar. The one thing I got to remember to put the lid on the jar for today is the mica powder. Now I'm going to go right find my cheesecloth, which is behind the easel. I thought it was somewhere else. Okay, and I'm just going to take this and wipe it down. So I didn't lose any of the shine of the foil, but I filled in those sticky spots. Now, yes, I would still put a top coat over this on a wall. Coat of AquaGuard is perfect for walls. Varnish Plus is my go-to for furniture. And you could even do this on a tabletop and pour epoxy over it. So let's take the tape off. I will come look at the camera. I will hold this up for you all to see, so you get a better idea of where we got to with it. And look how cool that is. Again, I think I lost detail right in here because my bird colors weren't separated enough from the background. It's a learning thing, but it works. Oh, Jody, I've turned that thing everywhere. What are the stencils I used for the circles? That is called, let me pull that stencil up. It's not one I carry, so I have to look around. I think this is called Turnaround. Let me find this. Here we go. It is called Roundabout. I know you're not going to be able to see it because I can't flip the camera, but it says, can you see that? It says Roundabout. And it is a Wallovers stencil. Cynthia Davis's Wallovers. And I'm just kind of tickled pink with that. Other than the fact that I would have liked a little more contrast with my bird, I am very happy with how that came out. All right, it is 5:05. We've been on for a little while. Donald Stevens, I don't know who you are, but this is not the right group for that question. You might want to go find Pornhub. All right, let me take a look back here. Does the adhesive, Nancy Snipes asks, does the adhesive stay tacky? Yes, it is. I'm just wondering, let me see if I can read the whole question, if it'll open the question up for me. I was just wondering if a part that doesn't get foiled will be sticky forever. Yes, it will be. So, but quite frankly, I think top coating the foils is important anyway because they're thin. They're microns thin. And they can be a little fragile. So putting a top coat on it is really a good idea no matter what you're doing. Although, well, no, that's not true. I did actually top coat my bathroom. I did a whole foil bathroom. I'm sitting down a little bit because, yeah, I need to sit down. I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can read your questions a little bit. What type of a tool am I using? Susan, I think it was one of those dotting tools that you can get in the mandala painting kits that you dip paint on. I don't remember where I got it. I've had it for so long, I don't know where it came from. Allison, thank you so much. Well, yeah, and Nancy, I think I answered your question, that the foil adhesive will clean off the stencil. Yeah, Nancy, it is a job for a lot of patients. Leanne, thank you for watching. Gosh, everybody's been here. So Susan, what I did, because you missed the very beginning, I took, sorry, I'm gonna throw things. I took my surface, I primed it with paint, in this case, set coat dark brown. I rolled the entire surface with foil adhesive, because then I have a uniformly foiled adhesive surface, and I can apply the foils wherever I want and not have to wait in between layers for it to dry. That's why this technique is so cool. Honestly, I didn't have to completely fill the background if I didn't want to. If I like the patterns and I like the bird, just top coat the whole thing and it will seal up that open foil adhesive and you'll be good to go. All right, let me go back just a little further. Gosh, you guys have all been so great today. Thank you so much. Kate, is it like a sculpture thing that you have? Listen, clay tools, anything that just fits into those little detail spots and it's not sharp, so you're not going to either shred the foil or shred the through the foil and scratch into the surface below, works fine. I mean, I don't even know what the heck that tool was. Like I said, I had it in a drawer. I went looking for something else today and I pulled it out and it worked just perfectly. All right, thank you so much, everybody. Please sprinkle the love around a little bit. We will be back with another live tomorrow. I'm going to go home. I'm so glad this came out because honestly, the way today went, I had no idea what was going to happen. I'm very grateful for you all sticking with me. And I will, once this is posted, I will go back. I will list all the foils that I used. I will list the foil adhesive, and of course, we will put our website address up there for you to shop if you're interested in. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to either message me with them or post them in this thread. I will answer all of them, as I will answer in writing every single question on here except for the rude dude one. All right, I will talk to you all later. Thank you. Bye-bye.